My name is Katya. I'm 30 years old. My husband was crushed by a truck cab weighing a ton. I met my husband 15 years ago. He was 19, I was 15, a schoolgirl. He invited me to dance. We danced together, then he gave me a ride home. From that summer day on, we just kept seeing each other. I'm sorry. We were that family that others could probably look up to. I can say that without even batting an eye. Yes, that's true. We lived and enjoyed life, and we could never have imagined that something could happen and go wrong. I worked as a mechanic and a driver, a CAMAS truck driver. Comfort and warmth, that's what we were striving for, and that's what he really wanted. He worked and worked so that we would feel good at home, so that we wouldn't have to deny ourselves anything. It happened on July 14th, 2021. He went to work, they were fixing some cars there. The driver said that his cab wouldn't go up or down, and Igor climbed in to see what was going on. And at that moment, he asked the driver to go into the garage and get some kind of wrench. At that moment, the driver steps away to get the wrench and hears a click, so he turns around. That is, the cab crushed him. It turns out that his neck and shoulder were crushed. And his head was left outside. The weight of the cab is a ton, so that means a ton was on top of him. He was under the cab for about 20 minutes. They called a loader, and they tried to lift it with the loader. At the same time, they were hitting him. Thus, when the loader was lifting, they were hitting him too. It turns out with the same cab. Well, with the cab, the guys got confused. They already gave up. They said he was already dead, that he was already dead. They were already saying that he wasn't alive anymore. And one of them, who was standing there nearby, said, "Guys, he's breathing. Let's pull him out." And they unscrewed some kind of badge, they unscrewed some bolt there, and they lifted the cab. And when they lifted the cab, he took a breath. He started breathing. They called an ambulance, and the ambulance took him straight to intensive care. I started calling, and I realized that he wasn't picking up the phone. Even then, I already felt uneasy. For about an hour and a half, there were no calls, no answers. He doesn't answer, he doesn't call back. When I called for the 7th time, and I heard a stranger's voice on the phone. I said, "Where is Igor?" And he said, "Who's asking?" I said, "His wife. Didn't they tell you?" And that was it. At that moment, the ground fell out from under my feet. Immediately there was a scream. "Where is Igor? Where is Igor? Tell me, where is Igor? Katya, he's alive, but he's in a coma. He was crushed by a cab at work." Right now, the doctors can't say anything. "Tonight will be the decisive night," the doctor said. "We'll wait until morning. And in the morning, it will be clear whether he can pull through or not." The doctor came out and said, "He's alive, but he stopped breathing during the night. We're trying to get him going, to get his lungs working. We have to wait." That's how long we had to wait. It lasted for 9 days. In the morning, you call the doctor and wait. So, he's alive. We need to do an MRI. In order for us to do an MRI, we need him to start breathing. His lungs started working. They did an MRI. The MRI showed that there were no bruises, no hematomas. There's nothing, no. The brain was affected. The most important thing is that he suffocated. He suffered asphyxia, very severe asphyxia. The brain was affected. That means the person is in a coma. The MRI is good, the CT scan is good. We need to do an encephalogram. The encephalogram will show if the brain is alive or not, or if the brain is dead. So when they did the encephalogram, he came out and said there's a 99% chance that he will remain just as he is now. A vegetable, you could call it that. That is, the organs, his body is young, the organs are working, the heart, everything. Like this. His brain won't start working, so it'll just lie here. Here it is. she left the fertile earth again. I wanted to scream. Just go out somewhere in the field and scream. And then the doctor recommended a clinic in the city of Brovary. Yes, that they work miracles. He said the amounts will be enormous. He said, I'm warning you right away, those guys know what they're doing, but it's going to be expensive. Then there was some hope. What money are we even talking about? This is the life of a loved one. This is the future. So money can't even be discussed here. I understood the level of this clinic. If they tell us no, then, well, where else can we go? That's it. You don't have time. Things will go well if you act now and start rehabilitation right away. He has a good chance for recovery. We understood that the amounts would be very large. So we started gathering and scraping together everything we had. And the first thing I did was try to reach out to the company, asking for help. Help us. He's 33 years old, a young man. He has 2 children. He has his whole life ahead of him. He was given a chance. That's it. The company gave me such an interesting answer. I still remember it. Those words really stuck in my mind. Katya, you want to drive a Maybach, but you're on a Lada budget. We start scraping things together, getting ready to put our car up for sale. Basically, a total sell-off of everything begins. Whatever we have, all the relatives start pitching in to pay for all of this. We pay for his treatment at the clinic and move him to Brovary for rehabilitation and treatment. There they start examining him and find a whole host of additional conditions. He develops sepsis, he has pneumonia, everything just piles up all at once. Somehow I kept telling myself, Katya, everything will be fine. Now he's already in good hands. You just have to take a breath and wait. Your job is to act, to look for money and not give up. The first month cost us about $500,000. In an instant, everything was just given away. Everything we had at home, everything we had saved, everything that was lying around, everything I got from selling the car, as they say, we gave it all and paid for the second month. The second month cost us 330,000 hryvnias. We won't be able to raise that kind of money. The amounts are enormous. And then the idea came to mortgage the house, to take out a loan against the house and pay off the clinic. To settle the bill with the clinic, because there was no other way. We couldn't bring him here. What did you feel when you realized that even that wasn't enough? I felt hurt. I was hurt by everything that was happening. Very much. It really knocked me down. I felt like that was it, like everything was over. We have nothing left. But we have to keep going. And we can't give up. The fear of ending up on the street with the kids. And by the third month, we realized there was no way out, and there was basically nowhere left to get money from. All our relatives had contributed what they could, so we turned to a charitable foundation. I asked the girls for help for a very long time. We were refused, but I didn't give up. There really are a lot of children with cancer now. So basically, most of the help goes to children. And for adults like this probably need to be very lucky. Or as they say, my boldness that I kept knocking, trying and never gave up. That I needed to fight for him, to help him. I kept asking and finally the doors opened. In 4 months we made tremendous progress. His progress is amazing. You could say only his body was brought there. It was a body that was breathing, but nothing else. 10 days later, they had already brought him out of the coma there at the clinic. And little by little, over these 4 months, we managed to get to the point where today I can call him and talk to him a bit. He walks, he even runs on the treadmill. He's trying to walk a bit there. So, well, the progress is just amazing. Well, that's what I'm saying. When I was here in Odessa and went around with these diagnoses, everyone looked at me. It's a miracle. I was asked a lot of questions, even by the people who help us. Why am I not with him? Why can't I be there with him at the clinic to be there and support him? Unfortunately, right now, with what's happening in our country and in the world, it's just impossible to get in there. As the doctor said, for patients like Igor, COVID is a death sentence. The clinic sent us these first videos which I watched, and I realized that it seemed like him, but it wasn't really him. He was so thin, so miserable, those hands. I mean, he looked like a rag. Everything was just hanging. Here he is on these suspension systems. They helped him stand upright. And he was just hanging there. And it was very hard, to the point that sometimes I would wake up at night to watch it again. I would watch this video 10 times. I would think, oh my God, is this really my husband? It was so scary when they told us that we could finally come. It was really frightening. I was scared because I didn't know if he would recognize us or not, and how he would react to us at all. And when they brought him in on a stretcher for the procedures. The first time we came was on September 1st, and my mom and I came over. And right away he was like, Mom, well, there's Mom. And his mom says to him, and who's standing next to me, Katya? There you go. So he recognized her. And for us, at that moment, it was such happiness that he remembers us. And then we came for my 30th birthday. I gave myself a present. I went to my husband and said, for 15 years, I spent this day with him. For 15 years, he was by my side. For 7 of those years, we were husband and wife, a married couple. And for 7 years, every morning, I woke up with a bouquet. So I said, I'm coming on my 30th birthday, September 23rd. So it's been 23 days. It's been 23 days since we last visited him. And now his mom and I are going back. And what can I say? He was on his feet to greet me. 23 days. In 23 days, that's how much they got him back on his feet. Yes, they held him by the arms. So the clinic got ready. And of course, they did a great job. They did a great job. They bought him a bouquet. A little box with flowers. Here, his friends are bringing him out. He's holding that box with flowers. And the girls are talking. When we told them September 23rd, oh, it's Katya's birthday. And he was telling everyone that it's Katya's birthday today. Yes. When we started talking, I realized that somehow he made me feel younger. I'm 24, I say. Igor, I say, darling, I'm not 24. I say, I'm 30. The most interesting thing is that after such an injury that he went through, there is still 1.5 years of rehabilitation ahead. Maybe not in this clinic, but you can't stop. There's the injury, and then there's the recovery period after the injury. The most active period is 1 year, and the final stage is 2 years. So whatever he has left after 2 years, that's basically what he'll live with. That's it. So it seems like there's nothing left to sell, but you can't stop either. And it's just this kind of hopelessness. My life has turned into a struggle. My life has turned into a struggle for my loved one, for the happiness of our family. Many people there said, Katya, why are you holding on to him so much? What people were really saying was, what are you doing? How can you? We were together for 15 years. For 15 years, he would go to bed and hold my hand. Our hands were always together. For 15 years, we supported each other. I won't give up. No matter what I may have to lose, even if we are left with nothing. Even if I survive on 860 hryvnias a month with 2 children, I know we'll make up for it. I know that he will come back. We'll make up for it. How do you see your family's future in 5 years, in 10 years? Happily. I see my children and my husband by my side. I see our happy future. My husband and my son really wanted a daughter. Now, a lot has been discussed with them. Probably before this tragedy, we both thought that we wouldn't have any more children. Now, after everything that has happened, I think I would like to have more children. since he didn't get to fully experience those feelings and live those days with his little daughter. That's why I want to give him that opportunity again, so that he can still see the first steps of his children. That's why I see such a happy, happy, happy future, where he is healthy, where he is with us, and where we are all smiling.